Hello everybody, I'm Lucas and welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a look at the Dong Ding Oolong from Tebi Tea. Tebi Tea is a store specializing in a small, curated selection of Taiwanese oolongs. And when I say small, I mean tiny. They have a grand total of 5 teas on their site, with some intriguing teaware to go with it. The tea we're taking a look at today is called Dong Ding Oolong, also known as Tung Ting, or Icy Peak or Frozen Summit. This tea is named after the mountain that it's grown on, which is in Lugu, which is in southwestern Nantao, Taiwan. This is a mildly roasted oolong, usually roasted 15 to 30%. So now that we have the basics of Dong Ding out of the way, let's get to this one specifically. First of all, the packaging for this tea was phenomenal. I don't have the original packaging with me, but I do have the snap that I took when I first got it. I ordered this tea during a sale that came with the Quartet, which is a sampler of 4 of their 5 teas. The tin for the tea itself is also really nice with this really sleek white and blue design. And the tea came in a vacuum sealed bag that was placed in the tin. But the packaging isn't what I'm here for, so let's get into the actual tea. First, let's take a look at the dry leaves. Now, this is a ball rolled oolong that seems to be pretty tightly rolled. Tebi doesn't give any information on the picking, but Dong Dings tend to be 3 to 4 leaves. To try and actually see what the picking for this tea was, I unfurled some of the leaves after rehydrating them. While none of the clips show it because I couldn't get any of the ones with 4 leaves in the clip, I did find some that had 4 leaves on. But back to the dry leaves, most of the colors are dark browns with a little bit of dark green, mostly ranging from walnut to khaki. The smell of the dry leaves is phenomenal. The strongest note you get here is caramel with a little bit of milk chocolate. After this is a hint of flowers, which really helps balance out the dark, sweet notes that lead the aroma. Lastly, there are some roasty, woody notes. Not cedar like you'd get in a sheng pu'er, but more like the sweet smell of freshly cut wood planks. The overall smell is very sweet. Now with the wet leaves, the color shifts a bit more towards the green side, and the smell opens up with a much more fruity note, somewhere between guava and apple. This pairs really well with that caramel note and kind of gives you the idea of like a caramel apple. This fruit and caramel really dominate the wet leaf aroma, with everything else kind of fading into the background. Also, just a reminder, I'm brewing this with a 5 to 150 ratio, and I'm using water that's at 99 degrees Celsius. The aroma of the brewed tea leads with that caramel chocolate note, being followed by a much tamer version of that same fruity note, which dissipates pretty quickly. After that, there's a little bit of a floral note, and following that, a savory roasted note ends the aroma. The taste of this tea begins with a savory roasted note. This is quickly followed by a caramel note, which is then in turn followed by the fruit note, which kind of shifts from guava to apple here. The caramel returns again after this, paired with a little bit more vanilla. A hint of brighter flowers rounds out the flavor here with a little bit of tartness. This tea has a slightly drying finish, which comes through with that floral note. Over the infusions, the aftertaste begins to change, introducing an apple flavor that is really different from the original. So this one is a lot brighter, and while the other one could be described as a lot sweeter and juicier, this one is a lot brighter and woodier. I think the best way to describe this difference is 2 different bites taken from an apple, with the original one being a bite taken from the outside of an apple where it's very sweet and juicy, versus a bite taken right near the pit of an apple where it's a lot woodier. So overall, I'm a pretty big fan of this flavor profile. While the aroma of the dry leaf is ridiculously sweet, there's a good counterpoint in the brewed flavor with the savory notes and the tart notes. I do wish that the flavor of this was a bit more unique though. With such an interesting and intriguing aroma, it is kind of a letdown that this tea kind of goes back towards the more generic Taiwanese oolong flavors at the end. These notes do help balance the tea, but part of me wishes that the aroma and flavor mesh up a bit more. Overall, this is a really delicious tea. It's got a great evolution, it's pretty sweet, but it's got a nice balance with those savory and tart notes. It isn't the most delicate, and I wish it was a bit more complex, but overall, it's a pretty good tea. I think I'd have to give this one an 8 out of 10. I'd imagine it'd also be pretty good as a cold brew. But anyway, that's all for this video. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, and if you like this content, please be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell for new content when it comes out every Wednesday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.